See, it's a beautiful day, but for some reason it's just extra windy out. Oh, hold on. How you doing? How you doing? But 1 year sober, man. 1 year sober. I don't miss it, man. I don't miss it. I don't miss waking up and the first thing I have to do is roll a blunt. I don't miss binge drinking because I'm sad and I don't know any other way to deal with my sadness or what I'm going through. I don't miss it at all. And after being a full year sober and really looking back on life and seeing how much damage weed, marijuana, balls, you feel, you feel me? Bud, whatever you want to call it, hemp. You know what I'm talking about, man. I see the damage that is done on my life. It's done such a significant damage, and I'm grateful for the Most High for really opening up my eyes and saying that, letting me know that this isn't for me. It was something to be used at a time, but then that use became abuse over an extended period of time, and it no longer became useful in my life. It actually became a detriment in my life. And what I've noticed since I've been sober is that I don't find myself being as anxious as I used to be when I smoked. I don't find myself being quick to. I still have emotions, right? Stuff still pisses me off, but I don't find myself being as reactive to things. It's like, oh, this made me so mad, so let me go smoke. It's almost like, if I'm being 100% real with myself, it was like I was giving myself an excuse to justify my actions. Oh, I have a slight inconvenience, so now let me go smoke. Oh, I got a slight inconvenience, so let me go drink a bottle of vodka, or some hen dog. You get what I'm saying, right? Giving yourself the excuse. That's what I was doing. I was giving myself an excuse to continue my bad habits. And in the moment, the crazy part about it is I would feel uncomfortable. Like it's like my body knew, like, dude, we're better than this. Why do we keep doing this bad habit? Why do we keep smoking? Why do we keep drinking? Because after a certain point in time, man, I started to feel anxious. I started to feel paranoid. I started to almost feel sick. Like, as soon as I would smoke, gotta go to the bathroom. As soon as I would drink, oh, I can't breathe. I need to step out. I need a cigarette. I need some sort of mechanism to kind of balance out this mechanism. Now, I never went so far as to touch the hard stuff. You know what I'm saying? Well, lean does count, but I only did that for a short period of time. But I'm talking about HRON, you know what I'm saying? Or the booger sugar. And I never went that far with things. Had a few pills in my life, but it was never a recurring habit because I don't like taking medicine. So constantly taking medicine was just a no-go for me. It just wasn't happening, right? Uh, Not to say that I don't take medicine when I need it, but not the focal point of the video. Being sober allows me to truly see the beauty in my day-to-day life. Because before I would eat, I would need to smoke. Before I would, man, half the times before I even brush my teeth, I would smoke, man. And I see what a standstill it put me in. Oh man, I want to go make some content, but first let me smoke. Do you really think I got the content made? As a former stoner, man, I got 10 plus years in the game, man. I didn't make that content. And if I did, I thought I came up with great ideas, but it was just my brain getting the dopamine high from the weed. So every idea sounded great. And then when I got sober, a lot of the ideas I thought about, I was like, man, this shit is trash. This is garbage. Boo, boo. You get what I'm saying? And that's okay, because in those experiences, in me going through these situations, and me smoking and going through these mess ups and mess ups after mess ups, I started to really see the effect that it had on me. Like, anytime you get up and the very first thing you go to is a vice, you have a problem. You have a problem. because it's like coffee, right? Now I love coffee. I still drink coffee to this day, but it's not the first thing that I do in my days anymore, right? When I say when it comes to weed, man, like bro, but I would probably, if it was possible, when I wake up in the morning, I would probably smoke a blunt before I had my first breath, before I even thank the Lord for the new day. It became weed became my God at a certain point in my life. If I'm just being honest, weed became my God. It became the thing that I did ritually, right? And then I would always sell myself short on my plans for the sake of making sure I had weed, right? I wasn't getting as fly, you know? I didn't care about getting a bip. I got my weed. You know what I'm saying? I ain't care about staying fly, staying in some fresh gear. I got my weed. And that was my mentality. And I had to get away from that mentality. I gotta get a gimbal, guys. But we getting back to the come. We getting to get back. It's all gravy. But that's what I was going through, man. I was smoking so much, and I prioritized it over everything. Like I'm like, she, I ain't gonna talk to no chicks today. I'm a, I'm gonna go get a 3-5 from the plug, and I'm saying, I'm just sit in the crib, smoke all day, you know, watch some anime, and there's nothing wrong with anime. You get what I'm saying? I still watch anime to this day. I don't watch it as much, right? I'm a lot more productive in today's time, working out, going to the gym, making sure I'm burning my calories. I got another 1,300 calories to burn today, right? Had a slight surplus today, hit my macros, but went a little bit above. So still got a lot of work to do today. So I figured I may as well make this content. Weed, weed is for the anomalies, right? And the majority of people on weed, you're not functioning at your full capacity. Like, yeah, I was still paying my bills, I was still paying my rent, but I wasn't getting fly. I wasn't maintaining, and this is my personal story. Some other people may have difficulties with it in other areas, but this is my story. I wasn't getting fly all the time. But by the time I was getting fly on my heavy usage of weed, most of my clothes were either I outgrew them because I was putting on weight, right? Or I just outwore them. Their lifetime was up. It was up. You know, shoes cooked, absolutely cooked. You would think I didn't have a house. But my mindset was, as long as I got my weed, man, shit, it don't matter. You know, shit. If I could be real, man, I wasn't lasting as long in the bedroom. I was so fixated on making sure that I had my fix, but I wasn't. It wasn't fixing anything. You get what I'm saying? The fix wasn't fixing anything. It was just delaying the good things for more bullshit. Prime example. Rest in peace to my mother. And I've asked God for forgiveness, and I've forgiven for myself for this. But that was just one time. I was supposed to see my mom in the hospital. I didn't go see my mom, but I made sure I got weed that day. And that day was a wake up call. Man, I was so ashamed of myself. I was like, man, I didn't even go see my mother in the hospital, but here I am at the dispensary. I made sure to do this shit. And I couldn't respect myself in that moment. And I didn't respect myself for a very long time. And that was a breaking point in the mind frame that I had when it was like, as long as I got my weed, because the fix wasn't fixing nothing. It wasn't. I should tell myself, all right, I'll just put it off next week. I'm gonna do this, but I'm gonna put it off then. Guys, do you not know? For the very first time in my life, as a young black man, I'm taking my first trip overseas this fall. I've never been out the country. Do you know I probably could have been out the country several times over if I never started smoking? It's it's almost not even like a probably. It's like a in my lifetime as a stoner, I've probably spent half a ticket. Half a ticket. I'm being 1,000% honest. Probably spent about a half a ticket. And that's just in the flower. We not talking the wraps. We not talking the lighters, the paraphernalia, the grinders. We not talking the you know, because you didn't did it. Look, if you didn't smoke for a very long time, you didn't sold some shit for a few bags when times was rough. And I ain't talking about your body. I ain't talking about that. I'm talking about maybe you had a few games you took to the pawn shop or GameStop. Maybe you had an extra phone or two that you just wasn't using, and you was like, and just like Tyrone Biggums, I can get some money for this. So 1 year later, 1 year, 4 years sober, what did I learn? I learned that I never needed it. I learned that it was doing 1,000% more harm than it was ever doing good in my life. I learned that just because somebody else can do something in proficiency doesn't mean that I can do that same thing and be proficient, and that's okay. That's okay, right? We all can't be Wiz Khalifa. We all can't be Snoop Dogg. Yes, are there some people who can operate at a high level, right? And smoke and drink and do these things? Yes, there are anomalies to all occasions. But the majority of us, that's not it, man. That's not the case. And that's okay. And that's one of the major messages I want to get across in this video, man. Don't think that something's wrong with you because you can't smoke 100% of the time to handle what you need to handle, right? Don't think that something's wrong with you because you can't be a functional alcoholic, right? Because there's nothing wrong with you. Some people can function at these levels. They can drink all day and night, still go to corporate meetings, still handle serious business, sign documents, do the whole nine. Some of us can't do that. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. Oftentimes, we try to, it's popular. So, and I grew up in the era when Wiz Khalifa was popping. So the whole weed scene of, yeah, man, I'm smoking every day. I'm partying every day. I'm drinking every day. I'm smoking every day. That was the cool at the time. It's big windy out here, so I'm hoping that you guys can hear me. That's why I got to put it on my vocal cords. So, but this was a major influence in my adolescence. And it's nothing against Wiz. That's the one thing I can't blame another man for my decisions. Was I young and maybe a bit naive? Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely. I was definitely young and naive in my thinking, but that's a part of life, right? As long as you can pivot and bounce back and be like, all right, let me chill out. All right, this ain't working. Right? You're supposed to get out here and make some mistakes. Don't ruin your life. I'm not telling you to ruin your life, but never endorse you ruining your life. Just like I'm not going to endorse my actions on another human being. Right? But what I will say this, you can't learn without a mistake. You can't learn without fucking up. You can't. That's just not possible, guys. It's not possible for you to learn if you're not actually in the field making choices, making good or bad choices, because you have to learn from the good or the bad choices. You can get a 10 out of 10 or a 0 out of 10, but you're still going to learn something. You're going to learn something from these choices, man. And I'd rather you learn and become a better person, because that's what my channel is about. Being a real human being, learning from your mistakes, mental health, fitness. You know, I'm gonna have some vlog videos as time going on. By the way, your boy is going overseas. We're gonna do a vlog video. I got the action camera in the crib, so we just playing it out. We just playing the waiting game. Stay tuned for that. But what I learned is, man, like you also can't be around the people that are still actively doing the things that you're no longer trying to do. If you are trying to stop smoking, well, guess what you need to do? Throw away all your lighters, throw away all your weed paraphernalia, your Bob Marley photos, your wallpapers, your blunts, your grinders, your splitters. You know what I'm saying? All that need to go out the door. That needs to, you know what I'm saying? You got to get rid of that. And the reason being is because your association to these things falls back to weed smoking, right? Most of us have a Bob Marley poster because we associate it with weed smoking, right? We don't really associate with Bob. Not to say that there are people who don't associate Bob Marley with his music, but for the majority, ganja, right? Just it's what it is, right? You can't hang around people that's still choosing to smoke when you don't even want to smoke at all, right? You can't hang around people that want to party all day, and you're trying to, all right, you know what? I'm not where I want to be in life. I'm trying to get some things together. I'm trying to maneuver. I'm trying to see the world. I'm trying to do this. You got to cut a lot of things out. You got to cut a lot of people off, and it's going to suck at times. It's going to suck at times because you're going to feel like, you know, people are going to tell you you're not being a good friend, or, you know, they want the old you back, but the old you was suffering, you know, mashed behind the weed smoke or the alcohol or whatever you were doing. So it's going to come with a lot of pros, or there's going to come with a lot of cons in the transition of being sober. But yeah, man, I don't miss it. I don't miss it at all. You know, when I first got sober, like really dedicated to it, and I would smell or go past people smoking, it used to irritate me. It used to irritate me because I no longer associated with it, and it would literally stink. Like, you know, when you're a stoner and you smoke weed, the smell of weed smells good. But once I no longer associated with it, and I was like, okay, this is something I don't want to do no more in my life, man, didn't smell as good as I thought it used to. Right? So you're going to experience a lot of that. You're going to experience a lot of just outright not even wanting to associate yourself with it. But I feel free. I feel free, guys. I feel light on a lot of days. And I have a much deeper gratitude for more simple things. It's like I couldn't enjoy life unless I was high. I'm walking, talking to my phone, and I'm having just as a greater time as I would be smoking. And the funny thing about that, a lot of times I would smoke to escape boredom, only to now be high and bored. You get what I'm saying? So it was a lot of that going on, man. But being sober versus smoking, what's my final verdict? Hey, man, like I said, for a majority of us, it's not going to work out. Getting to our goals, being the best versions of ourselves, and then continuing this habit, probably not going to work out. Probably not going to work out the way we want it to work. We're probably not going to get as far as we want to get with it. So I say quit. You know, and if there's some people that's pressuring you to keep doing it, yeah, man, you know, you're not the same, bro. You don't have fun anymore, man. Cut them off. Because they're essentially, they're telling you their answer, right? They're telling you the answer. They don't want you to change. They don't want you to grow. And it may not be that malicious, but you have to take it as such because this is your life. You're the only one that's living your life. And your life depends on you living it. So my final verdict, man, get sober, get clean, clean yourself up, man. You make better decisions. You feel better. Your body's better. Like, dude, I feel a lot better. I used to wake up with headaches sometimes. Nothing's wrong. I'm not apparently sick. Blood pressure's fine. My vitals are insane, dude, in a good way. Like, every time I go to the hospital, my vitals, chef's kiss. When I used to smoke and go to the hospital, they would always ask me if I had high blood pressure. I wonder why. Because I would always smoke before I go to the emergency room. Whether I was sick or not, let me go ahead and get this one together. Now, when I go there, I don't get asked that question. Got good vitals, good health. Telling you, man, get sober. It'll change the game. It'll change the game, man. It'll change how you see life. It'll change how life sees you. And it'll change your world, man. It's your boy Ozzy, man. Appreciate you guys for tapping in with me. Got some more of these dope videos dropping, man. Hey, I got some more videos down here that I'm gonna link to this video about, being sober and things of that nature that I've already posted. That just to kind of throw to you guys, man. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. You know what I'm saying? We dropping more bangers every single day. I told y'all, man, hey, I'm back at it. We dropping like hotcakes, man. So, love y'all. Keep God first. You know what I'm saying? I'll see y'all in the next one.